Now, can I persuade you to join us for a drink?
All right, but nothing too strong.
Okay. Hello! Welcome to 3.2 Company, a podcast about Star Wars, X-Wing, and technical difficulties, apparently. Hey, everybody, I'm Scott. I'm your host, drinking some beer here in Salt Lake. Today, however, I'm not drinking that weak 3.2 crap. I have some Rogue Hazelnutly Chocktabulous.
God damn it.
Doesn't get easier any number of times
It's the
I say
second
that.
time. It was so hard.
Yeah, it's 5.7 beer, so Mike can be proud of me.
Yep.
Speaking of, Mike, how are you today?
I'm good. It's a little cold out here in the garage, recording away from baby Kylo, and it's starting to get spidery in the winter, which I'm not a super big fan of, but that's okay.
Spidery is a
drinking
verb.
Uinta Wild Session Simcoe Ale today.
What's the percent on that one?
It's a 3.2, but it's my last one. I'm shifting gears to a Hop Rising Double IPA after this. So.
Nice. Okay, cool. Also joining us today, Brody. Hey, Brody, how are you?
Hey, it's Brody. I'm drinking a Uinta 801 Pilsner, number 2.
Oh, fuck! And it...
We thought it wasn't going to spill that time, and it totally
It
did.
spooged a bit.
Stu knows about spooging a bit.
You're goddamn right. Hey, I'm Stu. I'm drinking Nitro Red Ale from Squatters.
That was a...
This is our second attempt, listeners.
we're
This is
getting...
better than the last one.
I know. That's the sad part.
They didn't need to know that.
They do.
No, they do. They really do.
Do we tell them about how we fix a smoke alarm with a butter knife lashed to a microphone recording pole?
Mike Dearden will appreciate knowing that. He tried to, like, parkour to fix my smoke alarm. It's Tater.
Hey, I'm drinking a full suspension pale ale from Squatters Brewery.
Great. And, of course, our special guest who's had to sit through these fun nonsense. It's Ryan Farmer from Minoc. Hey, Ryan.
Nonsense.
Hello, Ryan?
Hello.
Yes, there you are. All right. How are you doing, and what are you drinking
halfway
today?
through a sip of my Yingling,
Ooh.
and I didn't realize I wasn't ready to be called on by the teacher.
Yeah, drinking those Yinglings.
Scott the teacher.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
4.4%.
Yeah,
That's what that is.
That's all right. 4.4, that'll get you there.
It's a standard.
Yeah, the old reliable East Coast beer. Actually, oldest brewery in the country. So fun
Really?
times.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
No, that's cool.
It's good for beer pong.
Yes, it is. Oh yeah, it is.
So, Ryan, we're just going to run through some of the more normal kind of questions that we'll get into. But, hey, so do you want to just give a quick plug on Minoc Squadron and how it all got started for you?
Well, so man, when I first started X-Wing, it was like I started right when the Dash and the Decimator came out, and I didn't know what I was doing at all. Like literally, I got bamboozled in a game store into buying over $100 worth of ships. So there's really good salesmen there, and I went to like a local store, and Dee and Dallas were there just playing, and I didn't even know who they were. And I played a couple pickup games with them and got murked. And little did I know that, you know, going to tournaments later on, that was like the Dallas Parker, like the guy I watched videos of on the internet. I was starstruck after I like found that out. I was like, oh my God, I just got my butt kicked by this guy. It's crazy. And Minoc was something that D had created so that people in SoCal who were competitive players could theory craft. And then eventually I came to him and was like, I want to do a podcast. And this was 2-ish years ago. And he's like, okay. And we just thought we were going to be like a shitty podcast that no one would listen to, which we were for a while. Then out of nowhere, we weren't. And we actually had some people listen to us. And so now we're just a shitty podcast that a lot of people listen to.
That's
There
living the
is
train.
hope for our future.
Indeed. Yeah, man. Yes. You guys are great. You guys are awesome. I just finished your last week's Camogula episode, or however you guys were pronouncing it.
I think
Quesadilla.
The Chemo
sounds
China.
delicious.
Yeah.
You
You
just
guys
called
are
it-
approaching episode 200, or not 2, but episode 100, right? In a couple weeks.
We are we're 6 episodes away from episode 100. So that's crazy. I didn't think we would ever get that far. even in the middle of podcasts, I don't think we're going to finish most of the time.
Halfway
It's
through,
good
you
to know
guys
it's
just
not
get done.
us.
Oh no, it's not you. Trust me, it's really not. And it's also good to be on right now because I can actually like drink a little bit. Actually, that's not true because I was drinking wine on our most recent podcast that comes out is already out. Like I was halfway through a bottle of wine when we started that one with Chambly. So
Oh man, I don't think we've had wine on an episode yet. We need to get on that.
Yeah, we should.
by the end of
Do
that
they make-
podcast, I had finished a full bottle of Chardonnay that I don't even know why I was drinking it.
Do they make 3.2 Chardonnay?
God damn
They
it.
don't. They should.
We could have 3.2 Chardonnay bottles.
Word,
Does
yeah,
that
let's do
count?
that.
Nice.
See, you're thinking too fancy. I was going to suggest we go down to the liquor store and get us some box wine.
So we were going to have 3.2 boxes of wine.
Yes.
Well, Dee was telling me that back in the day, like something you did is you got boxed wine, like really bad boxed wine, and you mixed it with Kool-Aid, and that's just how you got drunk because the Kool-Aid helps cover up the taste of the
God
wine.
damn.
My
And
friend
also-
likes to make what he calls a wineka, which is boxed wine and vodka. It's mostly you walking around a party with a wine glass and he pours vodka in it, but
That's fucking terrible.
One-way street to a good time.
You can also do a Calimocho and put Coke in your red wine. It's pretty good.
Really?
Like cocaine or
You know, either.
There really isn't a specific distinction.
yeah,
you could even do both. I don't see why not.
it's a double coke.
Jesus. All right, well, it makes us feel better that you have some of the same challenges of recording a podcast. But Minoc is one of the bigger X-Wing communities out there. Are there any like unique challenges to managing? Like you've got a massive Facebook page, or I think you guys have a really big like local Minoc squadron, right?
We do, yeah. We have, man, in our standard Minoc squadron Facebook group, I think it's, let me double check. We're 48 members strong in that. So we have, a solid collection of people, not just in SoCal, they're scattered around the country too, that we consider kind of part of our group that we stick in like Theorycraft with. And, it's good when you have someone in the meta be like, hey, should I be flying, rack with Vader? And they'll be like, I mean, maybe on the surface, but you'll get dumpstered by 4 Wookiees, which is actually good. And we go, 4 Wookiees, okay. And, you have Skype calls and spreadsheets. It's the same thing Nova guys do, except we're better.
Agreed.
Wait, so that's a good thing to get into, like how your meta is. 4 Wookiees is big where you are?
No, well,
okay.
not exactly. If it's not, it should be. It's kind of hard to talk about like right after the fact. We're actually having some issues in our at least in Los Angeles area, with a serious drop in people playing. And I don't know if that's countrywide. I've been trying to talk to everyone around to see if the numbers are dropping. We used to have like over 30 people at our local league night, and last week we had 4. And it's just like really depressing when the meta, when it like drops that heavily. But hopefully, regional season, we see a bit of a spike. But in terms of the meta, after the FAQ, it's hard to decide what people will perceive will be really great and what actually is great based on what is available. And I think the Crates just said it on their most recent, shit show, that 3 Wookiees or 4 Wookiees is just really, really, really efficient. And because they're small base, you're not subject to those half-point rules. And if you're not sure what to fly, that or 4 aggressors competitively may not be the most fun thing, but it might be the easiest, just to the highest floor, I should say.
Right.
Yeah, we just had a triple Wookiee list win a big tournament we had out here, a 40-something person Intermountain Cup. Dude went undefeated with them. And I think it caught a lot of people by surprise that day.
They're great, yeah. Those
Yeah.
180 arcs, they're basically turrets. Those 180 arcs don't exist. Those aren't really it's not really flying an arc ship. Like, and that reinforced action is just bonkers. Like, it takes so long to just trim one of them down if you have like a ton of ships. It's just so good. And especially the 3-1 that can I think all of them have tactician in the standard build. I'm not sure if that's what he was flying.
He had tactician
Expertise.
and expertise, and they all had breach specialist, but one of them had C-3PO instead of tactician.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah, you can play around a little more with the 3 build. With the 4, it's just commandos, and that's it. But the commandos, for their price for the 4 Wookiee, is so solid. Like, you're getting really decent dice efficiency there on offense. And when it comes down to it, like, because the way the point ruling is, half points on just large base ships, it's going to really deter people from running something like 4 quad jumpers with. It's not quad jumpers.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Sounds
4
fucking
jump
amazing.
masters with trick shot.
I welcome our quad jumper overlords.
So, 4 jump masters with trick shot, something D has been messing with a little bit, and it is a really, really good squad. Like, if you own 4 jump masters, which I'm not sure.
Sorry, buddy.
does,
I hear you can get jump masters on the cheap on the secondary market now.
it's
So
true, yeah. And 4 with trick shot is so good. It's just D calls it the updated Rebel Convoy, like it's Rebel Convoy in its final form because it controls so much space on the board. It's
Yeah.
bonkers. And as we'll talk probably later today, you'll even be able to slap 0-point crew on it pretty soon.
well, oh yeah, it still has its crew slots, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the only slot that it didn't lose.
Yeah.
But yeah, in terms of what our local meta looks like, we see a lot of everything. Like I know Imperial Alpha, we've seen some of that, but it's really interesting because we have one player down here, his name's Connor Hawley, and he is one of the best like jank players like ever. He is really good at finding interactions that just kind of may not be, A or S tier, but they're like B plus and almost A because he's such a good pilot. He was running a Stress Hog with a U-wing that had Boshek on it so that he could K-turn his Stress Hog.
Ooh, that's pretty sweet.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. That's pretty great.
Yeah,
Mike just
and
came
you
with
can
it.
he said if you needed to run it cheaper, you could just put Boshek on like a TLT Hawk.
And
whatever.
the guy that won our campaign against cancer, he was running Leia crew on a Ghost so that he could K-turn his Stress Hog.
That sounds slightly more inefficient, but same idea.
Yeah. It was awesome.
But,
That was hilarious.
it was campaign against cancer, so everybody can bring whatever garbage they want and do pretty well.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, Leia crew. Oh my god, I wouldn't even fly Leia crew if she was 0. I mean, actually, if she was 0, I would consider it. But man. Anyway, so yeah, the SoCal meta it's interesting, and it's really great to talk to you guys from across the country and see what everyone else is flying because, sometimes you get places in the world. Even we talk to guys in Poland, which Rebel Operative is like the meta over there, and it's like what's even happening? We don't know.
That's the PS2 Hawk, right?
Yeah. They were flying. I believe it was Ego Mark III or Rebel. No. It was Fairship Rebel, but they just take out Biggs and put a Rebel Operative with Chewbacca in there.
Huh.
It's like they were ready.
Yeah,
Shit.
it's like they were ahead of the curve. The Polish players are so good, and so you've got a Rebel Hawk with Chewbacca and pulse ray shielding, and that thing is a motherfucker to kill.
Damn it. Well,
Yeah, that's not bad.
stealing that. Yeah. Our local scene has seen, I don't know, a drop in players, I think, the past few months, but I don't know if it's as drastic as like 30 people down to 4. Although I'm guilty of that. I don't go out as much as I used to, thanks to baby Kylo. What do you guys who still go to Demolition on Wednesdays think?
Yeah, I mean,
We play Starfinder on Wednesdays.
no, like I've seen a bit of a drop just in terms of people coming in, but then the regional stuff came out and we opened up registrations for regionals and that filled up in less than 72 hours and had a waiting list the size of the regular list. So
Yeah, it kind of came out of nowhere. I think we've had a bunch of new people come in, and we've had some of the older players kind of taking a back seat and not playing as often.
Although they're still there, like you guys are playing Starfinder. We've got a bunch of people that are going through the Imperial Assault campaign, so I think people were just waiting for the FAC or regionals or something.
yeah,
Yeah, Store Champ season was kind of brutal and exhausting this year. It just was not great.
I mean, man, I can say it was brutal and exhausting, but at the same time, I won one, which was like 2 thumbs up because now my squadron can't block me out. That's the other thing. I was part of a squad that was actively trying to box me out of Store Championships.
Well, we only let Stu take second and things.
Yeah.
I'm the final boss of Store Championship season.
always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Oh, he's
Every
got 27
goddamn time.
dresses.
All right.
So one last non-X-wing question, Ryan.
Sure.
This is a point of contention for us that we fight about a lot. Well, I'll back up. First off, Episode 8 comes out soon. What's your hype level for Episode 8 and the Star Wars movies coming after that?
I would say it equals my favorite character on Stranger Things, so about an 11 out of 10.
That's not nice.
Nice.
So the thing we fight about is Rogue One. Some of us
Okay.
think it's... I think it's a good movie,
Yeah.
Okay.
but
It's not.
Are we looking? Okay. So
I'm waiting
It's
for
really-
Haters Corner to chime in over there.
Sorry, I'm just cracking open another
We
beer.
were just waiting for you to ask a question.
you know what? This is. I get it because at the same time, like I work in the film industry. I work as an editor, and it's a really interesting conversation when you talk about Star Wars being good movies. Because if we're like judging by like like there's the difference between like a flick and like an entertaining film and like a good cinematic movie. And like personally, I would argue that none of the Star Wars movies are actually good cinematically except Empire Strikes Back. And maybe the original.
Stop it.
Maybe the original. We could debate about this for a while, but if we're talking Rogue One, it is a good movie. It is good, and I enjoyed it immensely, and I think it's my third favorite.
Jesus Christ.
That's just every time we have somebody from a different podcast on, it's always, yes, it's a good movie.
That's because it's great.
I'm sorry,
it's a
all
good
of you are
movie.
wrong.
And
I mean-
if I can elaborate just like a touch more.
Yeah, for sure.
Go for it.
So the reason being, even though the first and second acts are a little weak, that third act is so fucking cool that and just so well done that I just like put my hands in the air like, all right, this is great. Like there are no Skywalkers, like no Jedi, like kind of the Force sort of as like a dumb plot. I still think that like Chirrut was just lucky and there wasn't even the Force. Like it was just he just didn't die.
He was Mr. Magooing around.
Yeah.
Literally. In every-
I mean, that makes the movie way fucking better.
So I mean, like, it was good. Maybe it was just nostalgia of seeing actual space dogfighting again, and like maybe a couple other things. But for me, it was really good to see actual war in Star Wars. You know what I mean? Like seeing troops and infantry and all that stuff. It was well done. It was really well done. So if you didn't like it, you're wrong.
It's a movie of set pieces, and it has all those elements that you were talking about, but it doesn't make you give a shit about any of it.
I give a shit about everything in it.
And to go rewatch it with this Mr. Magoo mindset now, for
Yeah,
sure.
no.
Yeah, it might be better.
Yeah, for real.
If you watch the entire movie, like Chirrut actually is just a really lucky motherfucker. It's way more funny.
He's also got like
Like,
5 minutes of
that he-
screen time.
That he's got
Yeah.
like a little bit of skill, but like he's just swinging around and happening to hit people. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds better to me, actually.
Yeah, it does.
A little bit. I mean,
I'm down with that.
at least that would be some characterization. Am I right? Hey-o!
Hey,
No.
Eiffel Tower!
God, we just have to go to another topic just so that we can
No,
actually progress.
this is all I want for the episode.
God damn it. No, because what you really want to talk about is Thweek. Right?
yo,
I do.
shit's Thweek.
I mean, you're our resident Star Viper apologist / proponent.
Well, yeah, it was, but now that it's all cool, I don't like it.
You're our Star Viper hipster.
It's just fuck that stupid shit.
You were into it before, like, people were good with it and shit.
Yeah, now I just suck at the game. It's not because I fly Star Vipers. Fuck FFG. You blew it again.
Start playing a bunch of Chemohelas.
I think it's pronounced Chemogila. Is that not what we settled on?
Yeah,
last week?
Chemogila.
Chemodia?
Yeah, I thought it was I thought there was a D in there
I wish
somewhere.
there was a quesadilla in our
Whichever.
I was
mouth
about to
right
say,
now.
is it the quesadilla?
It's the Chemodia.
It's filled with nacho cheese.
Were you guys the ones that said it just looks like a ship from Halo? Because
That's
I'm
what
like,
everyone is saying.
Yeah, but we
because I'm
did
just
say
like
that.
behind that 100%. Like that, I'm looking at this. It's like I'm waiting for Master Chief to jump out the back. Like, just usually, for some whatever reason, there's been a really good like influx of ships that look Star Warsy, which is really hard to define. You're like, how does a ship look Star Warsy but not Star Trek or like other sci-fi?
It looks
it's
like
really hard to
coupled
do.
together.
You make it a gunboat and you just put that thing out.
Starwing.
God damn it.
The gunboat's so good.
I know.
It's not going to
Starwing.
be good, but it's so good. Starwing, whatever.
It better. No, don't listen to them. It's the gunboat forever.
God, I love how you were indulging him, where Scott just like patiently waits for him to stop.
All right, I will not derail this anymore. Let's talk about Thweek.
So the reason we bring him up is New Zealand Nationals was won by King Thweek, which I don't think anyone expected.
Was it won by Thweek, or was it won because Asajj is still really good?
Well, I mean, Thweek was there. He at least
It also had a
he's
jump
like
master
he's
in it.
like the guy at the end of the bench that gets like the Super Bowl ring or whatever.
Hells yeah.
Still on the team.
He contributed. Yeah.
Hey, man, we're going to nationals.
I mean, a Star Viper because it was 99 points, so he probably didn't always have initiative, but at least he had something going towards it. And I'm guessing he probably did which one does the PS? Shadowed? Is the condition that does PS?
Mimicked is where you steal their ability,
Yeah.
and Shadowed is where.
So I'm
you,
guessing he shadowed almost every game.
I mean, that's what I would do. Mimicked is cute, right? But really, at the end of the day, like if you have that 99 point bid, like Shadowed, that it's for 30 points, you are guaranteed to match whatever the other highest
So
thing
that
on the
the
board is.
same price as Guri. You don't have a good pilot ability, but you get to be high PS as a crazy barrel rolling.
Match adaptability or veteran instincts.
Yes, because it's
It does, okay.
Yeah, the pilot.
So not adaptability, right? Unless you place
it's
after them.
Thweek is, right. So Thweek is treated as having the pilot skill value you had after setup.
Yeah. Okay. So adaptability and VI. Well, VI always, but adaptability as well.
I believe so, yes. So that, I mean, you're at 11, Thweek's at an 11. And you mix that with this this contracted scout with trick shot, what?
Yep.
And, Intel Bumpmaster. It's a really solid squad. I mean, we had some internal debate as to whether it should have just been Fen instead of Thweek, but, I mean, that Mark III barrel roll is awesome.
Yep. The barrel roll is
Mark
really
II
sweet.
barrel roll.
You get a shield,
Fire control system.
and you have FCS, so you have a little bit more of, you're not throwing 5 dice.
Right.
Ever. But
But modified 3 dice versus potentially naked 5 with the mind link nerf and everything. Paratani was never a big thing here. We didn't see just a whole lot of it.
No.
But this looks like it's just kind of an evolution / someone trying to prove a point with the Star Viper in that kind of mold.
or is it just proving the point that the Constructed Scout is still a crazy good ship?
I
mean-
think it's proving 2 points. I think it's
Yeah.
proving that both the Contracted Scout and Asajj are crazy good ships. Like,
Yeah.
everybody who's thinking about running competitively for regionals should be looking at Asajj. And it is a damn shame that she doesn't have engine upgrade on, because that's so good. But even push lots, like, she's such a pain to kill. And,
sure.
Thweek is not the focal point of the list. If you're wasting time killing Thweek, then
Exactly.
cool, you killed Thweek. Then you've got a Jump Master and Asajj left. If you try to kill the Jump Master, cool, you killed my Bump Master. Woo. If you kill Asajj, you're going to spend probably 6 rounds trying to do that, and then the whole time you're getting bumped and shot at by Thweek. And if you manage to kill Asajj and the Scout, you still have something that's definitely the highest PS on the board, still, got potentially the best repositioning in the whole game, on it. So it's a solid squad all around, in my opinion.
Pour one out for Lieutenant Laurier.
Yeah.
Fuck Lieutenant Laurier.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
He's got such cool art, though.
He does. Okay, I get
Well, next
All right, take him back.
next store championship season, when Lieutenant Laurier is the alt-art prize.
And Fell's Wrath.
Yeah, there we go.
No, it'd have to be a rebel by then.
Rebel Fell's Wrath.
Yeah.
wait for my Kerr Canos alt art. Come on, Wade.
Shit.
Yeah.
What does Kirk Canos do?
Nothing. He doesn't. He's not in the fucking game.
Sits in your binder. That's his pilot.
I got binders full of Kirganos. I'm like Mitt Romney.
Damn it.
Oh Jesus!
So-
what a reference.
So
That's still a topical reference in
Yeah,
this
it's
state.
Utah.
yeah,
We're
I guess
super
so.
into him.
Man, that was I get it, but wow.
That's what we do here.
No,
Yeah,
he's like
he
still
does
in the
eat
news like
this.
every other week.
Yeah.
Kurt
Fucking love
Canos
him.
is when attacking at range 2 to 3, you may spend an evade token to add 1 hit to your roll. And
That
you're
sounds
like,
pretty
"Oh."
good.
And you're like, okay, that's great. And then you realize you look at his like upgrade bar and he doesn't have anything. He doesn't have an EPT.
Yeah.
It's like, motherfucker.
Well,
Yeah.
why would he have an EPT? He's not a rebel.
That's true.
It's not like he's a member of the
Because
Imperial
he's
Guard.
is Interceptor wave 1 or wave 2? Wave 1?
Two
Wave
of
3?
them.
Kurt Canos came out in
Aces.
Oh, is he aces?
Yeah, he's in Aces.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a fixed interceptor.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Well, man, like, could you imagine if a ship could just get 4 hits at range 2? That'd be crazy.
That would be crazy. We don't want to put that in the game.
And it only
Yeah,
has
it would
like
be like heavy laser
2
cannon.
conditions attached to it.
It's fine. That ship doesn't have enough hit points to survive.
So speaking of really good ships, we got another one coming out soon.
Ooh, a ship pair.
Hold on. Before we talk about the ship pair, we don't need to spend long on it, but since Ryan is in one of the pictures and Eric is in one of the pictures, we should at least mention the system open, right?
Stu is in one of those
today.
pictures, too.
Oh, yeah.
Stu's
Tell it,
beard
Stu.
is in one of those pictures.
Nice gauged ear. You can tell it's him.
I actually wanted to talk about this a little more than just a minute, if that's okay.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
Yeah.
I'm crazy hyped about this system open. Like, are you kidding?
Well, there's
Like,
one close to you.
Well, I mean, okay, valid, but but if you read the article, it says that there will be 15 of them, and they've only announced 5. I think they're just
Oh,
waiting-
shit.
in the article it says
We don't
the
read.
prize article it says they're going to be 15, and like
I think you just outed all of us as not having read the entire thing.
It came out when I was at
There
work.
was only that list there.
so yeah, I read.
We're
Jesus.
pictures, not readers.
Yeah.
Ooh, am I in a picture? Wow.
That's literally somebody sent me the link to that article. Like, hey, your picture's in here. I was like, what? Like, that's how much I saw of that. I didn't know there was another article on top of it. I was like, cool.
Okay, well, I'm a little more interested now.
Yeah, so there are going to be a whole bunch more announced, I believe. Like, unless they, I mean, it's FFG, so you can't believe everything that's in the article. But you know, they said that there will be more locations. They said there'll be 15, so we only know 5. So let's cross our fingers, and because I don't want to. I mean, I'll go to San Francisco. I don't give a shit. But if there's one, like, I'd like to go to one in Utah. If there's one in Mormon land,
Oh, no,
Fuck yeah.
there
I,
won't
I
be.
think
There
our
won't
best
be.
hopes are like Denver or Vegas. Or
Yeah.
something.
Right.
Do we think we'll get more than a week's notice on the announcement of one of these system opens?
Yeah, I was going to say the next announcement will actually be 2 days
The thing
after
is-
the tournament.
That convention kind of already announced it, though, because
Yeah.
they had announced it forever ago.
Yeah,
And then
I
everybody's
think
like, wait,
that-
FFG? Hello?
just based on the interview that Chris Allen did with Cascade Games, I think that they're just trying to lock in locations, and they're just waiting for the locations to confirm. It's just a big kind of clusterfuck, but I don't think it's anyone particular is to blame. They're just waiting for, you know, it's all that bureaucracy and shit. So I really, there will be a whole bunch more. We just have to wait and see. But other than that, like, I think they fucking nailed it with the system opens. Like, do you guys know how it like works? Did you guys talk about that?
I did read as far as the the advancement system or whatever. It's not a typical like Swiss system. The different stages.
Did they change
Yeah.
it from the 2-day that they did last year?
Yeah, it's way different. It's so cool. So the way it
Yeah, we
works
didn't
is,
read.
so just for the system open is it goes, everyone plays 3 rounds, and then everybody that has 2 wins moves on to round 2, and then then those people play 3 more rounds, and whoever has 5 wins out of those 6 games moves on to single elimination. So MOV doesn't matter, just win, baby. Like that's it. And so then
you
after-
can bring your big bases and not worry about half points as much
Yeah.
if you can pull the win out.
Correct, absolutely. And the other thing is, like, so why I love this so much is it's not just about like that one event. One, they're doing hangar bays, and the way they're doing hangar bays are as soon as you have 7 people that want to do hangar bay, you can do a pod. You don't.
Oh.
It doesn't have official start time. You can just do it. So if 7 of your friends punk out and lose 2 games out of that first round, and you can't play anymore, you're like, well, let's go hangar bay, and you can get prizes there. And then they've got the hyperspace tournament, which is another 6 rounds that you can play that begin once single elimination happens. So the
Okay.
way hyperspace works is during that 3rd stage, of whatever the standard. Hyperspace is 6 rounds, and whoever goes undefeated in those 6 rounds gets an invitation to the Coruscant Invitational in October. And just for playing Hyperspace, you get all the alt arts that you would normally get, almost all of them, except for I think the plastic, that you would get just for playing the standard. So really prize support, like you're getting a ton of prizes just for playing.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is really cool.
And then the other one last thing is, let's say you get to single elimination and you win like a game or two, but then you lose or whatever. You can immediately go to Hyperspace and you get 2 buys or 2 wins automatically just for winning 2 in the standard event.
Huh. Okay.
So if let's say you get 2 wins in that 3rd phase, and then you lose 1 and you're knocked out of that tournament, but then you win 4 more games in Hyperspace, you still get an invitation to Coruscant.
Huh.
Well, shit, that's actually really cool.
Yeah.
And I wish I'd read the whole article before we started recording.
I mean,
It's really,
we didn't
really
need
fucking
to.
cool, because that means that the Coruscant Invitational is going to be one of the most elite level talent in that to ever play X-Wing. Like, it's going to be the tournament with the highest talent level that we've ever seen, because it's guaranteed that whoever made it were undefeated in some way.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Well, should you make it, Ryan, we wish you luck, but I don't think that any of us need to worry about that. So, yeah.
You asshole.
Whatever.
I don't think
gonna
I
bring.
don't think I'm going to be able to go to any of them.
Yeah, no.
I mean, if there's
Well,
one,
I mean, we're waiting on more dates and locations.
10 more days.
I didn't know
10
that.
more days.
they should add one to the LVO. The Las Vegas Open would desperately love a system open.
They should. Like, they really should. Vegas has great venues.
Isn't that doing their regional, the Las Vegas Open? Or is it
The
something
regional's
else?
not Las Vegas Open this year.
Oh.
It's in March. Las Vegas Open, or the LVO is in end of January.
I'm going to that Vegas regional, guys.
Yeah,
If you
we're
guys
thinking
are
about
going.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll be there. It'll be great.
I might get my life back at some point and can think about it.
Mike, you get your life back in 17 and a half years.
Well, I mean, I could, luck out and be like D, who's got, I think, a teenager who plays X-Wing at least. It might not
Sure.
be 17 years.
Based on our current sample size, that kid is never not going to be a piece of crap for you.
And I won't even disagree, damn it. Although I will save this, and should we still hang out when he's older, I'm definitely going to play it for him.
Well, yeah, I mean, come on. I'll tell it to his face. And he's, older.
Jesus Christ!
I'll be like, God, you were the worst as a baby. Holy
Scott
shit.
don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And he's going to be like, yeah, no, my dad tells me all the time.
That's why I'm getting into sports and getting swole. Not like my dad. Guys, I should drink high alcohol content more.
Yeah, we're recording here more often. What kind of hard liquors do you like?
I'm gonna need another beer.
Yeah. I mean, I've got scotch in my cabinet, so.
What?
What? Why are we checking this 3.2 bullshit?
John Scott, what have you done?
Destroy the podcast!
This is a podcast, not a restaurant. Let's fucking do it.
Oh, God damn it. I guess the only solution now is to just go into the shit pair, right?
We must.
Yeah, now that our podcast is a shit
I'm gonna
pair.
go sit on the couch.
It's a shit there.
Oh, God. All right, so the shit pair. I mean, it's technically what, the Sheathapede class shuttle?
The foreskin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sheathapine.
See the pain.
It looks like as good as Rebels is.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what, though? The most recent episodes of Rebels have not been terrible.
Oh, I'm only on episode 3.
Yeah, the first couple
I
episodes
love
were
Rebels,
bad.
guys. So,
It's all right, man. You're cute.
that first season is ass, but the
Season
rest of
2
it
is really
solid.
good. I'll give you season 2.
Season 2 is pretty
Season
good.
2 is also very ass in parts.
Well, yeah, because
It's
you
a
have
kids
this
show. They've got filler episodes.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen the show
Their
at all, so
budget
I'm
is
assuming.
Ezra literally walks like convinces a guy to walk off a cliff and kill himself.
That was pretty good.
That was season 3 opener, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so good. He's like, I'm going to be a Sith. And then they punked us and he wasn't. And I was like,
Yeah, they've punked us the whole fucking series.
Yeah, my Ezra is Snoke theory is looking pretty weak right now.
Yep.
It's whatever.
I'm just waiting for Kanan to eat it. Because
They're not. Dave Filoni is a fucking douche. He's not going to kill anybody. He's like, every time there's somebody should die, he's like, oh, they lived. I'm wearing a fucking hat.
It's true. The plot armor in that,
The plot armor in that show is
So, shit pair.
The shit
Sorry.
pair. So we have now all the pilots spoiled. Before we only knew Fen Rao, but now we know PS1 is AP5. Well, I guess let's go over the basic of the ship. It's a 2-dice primary, forward and back arcs, 2 agility, 4 hull, 1 shield, focus, target lock, coordinate. Crew.
So good.
It has a crew. It has a astromech.
And some of them have EPTs.
And some of them have EPTs.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty sure this one has a mod slot too.
Well, yeah, they all have mod slots. And they all also have title slots. But we knew what the title was already.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god.
So, but now what we do know is that at PS1, AP5 is 15 points, and like the rest of these ships, has a wall of text for its pilot ability.
Force them out for fake Alan Rickman.
Oh, fake Alan Rickman, you're my hero.
So also the Crates just pointed out on their podcast that there is a new card layout. If you compare this to like the old card layout from like any other wave, they've actually changed it so they have more room to write more text because Max Brooks enjoys writing War and Peace.
Yeah,
no shit.
That's what this game needed.
That's
more
always
text
fun in a
on
game
cards.
is when you've got to read 5-paragraph essays to figure out what the pilot ability is.
All right, well, everybody sing along. When you perform the coordinate action after you choose a friendly ship and before it performs a free action, you may receive 2 stress tokens to remove 1 stress token from it.
Yahtzee.
That's not bad.
Yahtzee.
It's 15 points. So it's the new contender for I stuck this on the Ghost so that I get the Ghost title. Except that you don't actually want that Ghost title.
I mean, I don't think you ever take this for that reason because that's not anywhere near the coordinate is not anywhere near as good as a second shot.
No.
Well, I mean, it depends. So, yes, you're right. Absolutely. At the same time, I could see this being used on leaner ghosts that aren't bringing turrets to the fight. So, like, you could just bring a Lothal and this guy, and maybe Hera.
That's 50 points right there, right?
I don't think so. I'm not
Little
sure.
Rebels 35, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, the little false 30.
So I guess that's not lean. That's half your squad. But
That's lean for a
But-
ghost.
Yeah.
like for a ghost, like that, I think it's underrated being able to use coordinate at the start, at end of activation.
But yeah, it's PS Infinite coordinate.
I think that coordinate is gross. Like, it's good on Ahsoka, but, like, I don't think it's as good as a second shot.
Probably not. No. But, I think there will be utility there. I think that there's, like, people are talking about Corrin with one of these things.
Yeah.
That if you can get the points for it, like PS Infinite's Corrin is terrifying
That's
to
the
me.
thing.
Yeah.
Like, Corrin's so expensive, you have very little room to do anything with your Ghost.
Is Corn over 50?
he can
It's
very
like
easily
42
be.
He usually
or something like that.
Like
High
Super Dash
40s.
Corn is high 40s?
Yeah.
I play a lot of Rebels, so.
Right. Well, so here's the other question. Is that coordinate that much better than VI Aaron Kraken?
I mean, you're not
Yes.
flying a Z.
I don't know. My buddy's been flying VI Air and Kraken to really good effect out in DC.
Yeah.
It's pretty gross.
Or, I mean, VI Ahsoka, essentially.
Can I mention what I think is the best part of this? I think honestly, what is the best use of AP5 is just a cheaper stress hog like Braylon. You throw like R3A2 on him, and like whatever, I don't give a shit. Like good to go. Like you'll be a stressing monster. Like, R3A2 and Gunner. What is that? It'll be at 22 points.
You could put
R3A2 gunner
Tactician
or
on there,
Tactician.
too. Yeah.
if
Or
you're
Tactician,
good.
yeah. Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, Tactician R3 because he's got the front and back arc.
Yep.
Yeah, he's not as durable, as he won't be as durable as Braylon, but he's significantly cheaper than both Braylon and the Stress Hog. And
True.
if people are wasting shots on him, it's basically a Biggs effect. It's like, cool, you killed 22 points, idiot.
He's a good blocker
and
too.
Oh yeah, he's a decent blocker. Yeah, I mean,
It
there's
may
a
be
value
better
to it.
in a because if you run into a list like I know their Dangaroo isn't a thing anymore, but like Dangaroo just did not give a shit about the Stress Hog. Like if you run into a list like that coordinate is going to be pretty good too. So it's like you don't have a quasi wasted ship in a case like that because it seems to be that there are more and more things that just like I give no shits that there's stress everywhere. So
When you come against my double Decinote list.
Nice.
It'll
It's always
it'll
Scott's
be
double
really
Desi.
interesting to see because coordinate was normally behind the 30-point fortress point wall that was the Upsilon.
Yeah.
I'm really really interested to see the utility that we'll get with this thing because
Coordinate is an incredibly strong action.
yeah, it's fucking amazing. Like I can't even like describe like the amount of things you'll be able to do with it, and there will be an S rank tier 1 squad that involves this Sheathipede and Coordinate figured out at some point, I'm sure.
I mean, it's 15 points for the most flexible enhanced sensors / push the limit. So that's not bad.
I'm still floored by the new layout with more text on there. Maybe this means fewer condition cards or something.
No, it means that there's more text to argue over so that the fact that comes out 5 months after the ship comes out will be that much more desperate.
Yeah, we throw shade on this podcast, so feel free to jump in.
God damn it. Yeah,
I'll be
so
right back.
we knew all the other pilots, so we don't need to go into the other pilots, right? Well,
I thought it was interesting that Ezra is PS5 in this ship.
yeah.
A little
He's not
better.
PS4. But
He's a little better at flying his Sheathipede.
Yeah, he's
he's
figured
had
it
some
out.
practice.
He's gotten older.
He
very
sucks
clearly hit
with
puberty.
fucking jetpacks, but that's
Yeah.
for the next wave of X-Wing.
Yeah. Oh, you mean when we just get an Ezra figure that we put on a stand?
Is that not a Legion thing? It will-
You know that's coming
be
to
an
Legion,
X-Wing.
sir. You
No.
know that's coming to
He
Legion.
literally flies into a TIE fighter in the second episode.
Yeah,
of
it
Rebels.
defeats it. Yep. Anyway. So,
So he's basically a shit now.
all right. So we did get to see a bunch of the upgrade cards, and one of them. So I have been so wanting Chopper as an actual droid that you equip in the droid slot, and
And he sucks.
he's not
So
terrible.
No, he does not suck. You are wrong.
Just like with Rogue One.
He's
Oh
pretty
my
good.
God, you are so wrong. I can't even get.
So
Before that,
Chopper's. Yep. Go ahead.
I had to rearrange in the show notes the artwork because I don't know if you guys noticed the story that it tells. I did talk about this on our podcast too. The courier droid is going to send Maul a message, and then Chopper just straight up murders him. Chopper's all serial killer in the background of that courier droid art, and then in Chopper's art, he's just ripping that bitch in half.
Yeah.
I just picked my headphones back up and heard Farmer telling someone they were wrong. What are we wrong about?
Well, Stu says Chopper sucks. And no, for one thing, Chopper is the best character on Rebels, bar none.
Absolutely.
No question. You'll get no argument
Yep.
from me.
But what he's pretty good at as a character, as a card, is
the
as an
restaurant
astromech. He's a
characters.
1-point astromech, which is already pretty good.
Caricatures.
He has the action discard one other equipped upgrade card to recover one shield.
So, real quick on this, Chopper's awesome because he just breaks the rules. It does not specify. We'll probably have to get an FAQ for clarification, but as of right now, if I'm a judge, that means you can totally recover a shield greater than your current shield value.
Oh, God damn it.
Oh, fuck.
Damn
That
it!
is not the case at all. That's some
God. Well,
bullshit.
when
No,
the
it's
fact
not.
comes out in
It
June,
says
we'll find out for sure.
It says
So, I'm gonna-
recover.
We're gonna have a fun, fun second here. So you can put. So let's say you do this on. You can take a TLT Y-wing with Chopper on it, right?
Yep.
And you can give it guidance chips,
Bomb loadout.
bomb loadout, extra munitions, ion bombs, and BTL A4 Y-wing.
I hate this game.
So you can recover 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think maybe 6 if you can ditch your extra munitions token.
Yeah,
you can.
you
So 6
would-
extra
yeah.
shields on that Y-wing you can recover.
Technically,
over
the
its shield
extra
value.
munitions card itself gets a token of extra munitions.
Right, correct. That is correct. So, like, you can supercharge that Y-wing, and okay, yeah, that's a really expensive Y-wing. I think that's 20. That comes out at 29 points. 'Cause you have
29
to-
points, and you're still a Y-wing. You might you get 1 extra shield around, but
Okay,
You're a Y-wing
let's-
that
let's take
doesn't
a
have
half-
its good
let's take a half
dial.
step back there. Let's just say you ditch extra munitions and the seismic and the bomb loadout for 1 point. Literally or you keep the bomb loadout for literally just 1 more point for the first 3 rounds of combat. You can get 3 more shields on that Y-wing.
Yep.
That's 12 points of value for 1 point.
Yeah, but there's never been any consistency in the language in FFG's cards, so I really don't
or games
think
in general.
that this is recover beyond your shield value.
I'm sure it's not what they intended, but a lot of the other stuff that says recover or like
It does.
get a shield, it says up to your shield value. They almost all say up to your shield
There's
value.
all a precedent for it.
And
Like,
really,
absolutely.
Chopper is
Which-
jank.
And I guess if they were going to break that precedent for a specific card, like we said, Chopper breaks the rules. So
I just think you're
And
assuming that they're competent designers.
I think it's also hilarious that if you have Chopper and integrated astromech on like your T60 or your T70 or T65, Chopper's like, nah, I'm getting rid of that. I'm not leaving. The integrated astromech's leaving.
fuck this other guy.
I'm not going anywhere.
Yep.
Can we talk about X-Wings yet? Are we there yet?
No.
Fuck X-Wings. Can we talk about the
Actually-
obsession for like 1 or 2 certain ships have to have a thing in the fucking X-Wing world? Just
We're a
as
couple
side
cards
note.
from being able to talk about X-Wings again.
Okay,
but,
so we can't talk about that.
Not yet. We're going in order of the show notes, sir. And the next card is Courier Droid, which is a crew upgrade for 0 points. And at the start of the Place Forces step, you may choose to treat your pilot skill value as 0 or 8 until the end of the step.
First 0-point crew for Empire. They've never had a 0-point crew.
It's Moff Jerjerod's favorite new upgrade.
Yeah, it is.
It's also not unique, so your Decimator with Jerjerod and 2 Courier Droids.
Oh, it's limited though.
It's limited.
Oh, damn it! God,
Yeah. So now
I have
Great
dreams
Scott.
of my...
each ship, but only 1 per ship.
Correct. The other cool thing about Courier Droid is, I love this. You can put him on Old Man Han, and so Old Man Han says that you can place him anywhere on the board, not range 1 to 3 of enemy ships. You put this in Old Man Han and set it to pilot skill 0. You place first, so there are no enemy ships on the board. You can place him wherever you damn well please.
Oh, God. That's great.
They definitely tested that.
Well, I mean, it means they can set their ships up wherever they please as well.
Yeah,
and
they just
decide to YOLO you.
They just
but, like,
box you in at that point.
But still, it's like, all right, I'm placing this in your corner of the board, facing like whatever, and you either turn to face me or I'm doing 3 forward and launching my cruise missiles at you. I don't give a shit.
Oh, God.
I like it.
That's awesome.
That's pretty good. Yeah, Courier Droid's cool.
Yeah,
It's also, great bait for Chopper to shred up too. If you want to take like an arc and put Chopper on the arc with a Courier Droid, like you could be like, oh well, I'm getting that shield. I mean, if you're running like something cheap, it's not great. It's not great efficiency, but
No.
it's still there. Good on also if you're looking to run like AP5 and just a cheap coordinate ship that's more durable, you can put Chopper in the Courier on AP5, and the Ghost
16
2
points.
and the Ghost 2 title. Or sorry, the Phantom 2 title and
Right.
guidance chips. So you could ditch chips, the title, because I think that title is 0, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
You
it's a
have to
dash,
have
so it doesn't count.
The
Yeah.
missile or torpedo to have guidance chips?
No.
Nope. You
No.
can just have it.
Yeah,
It's,
so chips,
it's
the
the
Phantom 2
fucking-
title, and the Courier Droid and Chopper, and you can get 3 more shields with AP5
Or nothing.
It's
right
the-
off the bat,
it's
making him a much more durable coordinate ship.
Yep.
What's the target lock one? That's the one that you have to
Long-range
have.
scanners.
Yeah, long range scanners. You have to have specific upgrades.
Yep.
What a crap
Yeah, it's a
shit.
torp and a missile, I think.
Yeah, torpedo missile. Does this make Redline better?
No.
That's all I care about.
I wish.
The next fact will actually nerf Redline again. Somehow.
Again? God damn it.
So, speaking of Brody getting pissed, the next card is Maul. He's a 3-point crew card with the longest exclusionary text of scum only, ignore the restriction if your squad contains, quote, Ezra Bridger.
It's so cool.
Thank God we kept that fluff in the game.
Ugh.
I'm just so happy that Rebels get more stuff that is intended for other factions.
Right.
We're not salty. We're
No,
drunk.
really, look at this card. This is intended for the Rebel faction.
Yeah.
I mean, is Maul even good?
No.
Like, I don't know. I don't even.
When attacking, if you are not stressed, you may receive any number of stress tokens to re-roll that many attack dice. After performing an attack that hits, you may remove one of your stress tokens.
Yeah, he's attacking Zuckuss.
Those are two separate clauses, though, and that's really important because
Yeah.
he's got utility in two ways, which is
Yeah.
important.
You don't have to use his first part of his ability for the second part to trigger.
Correct. Absolutely.
Right.
Well,
So
shit, I hadn't thought of that.
No, yeah, so he's actually pretty good on a ship with crew and push the limit.
right, yeah, and a couple other things like, let's say it's a stress heavy meta, like this really good for that, and like it's even better utility with the first part of the ability. Like if you really want to be getting those rerolls, it helps you. You take the stress, get a reroll, and then ditch it at the end. And I like it even more on like a party bus type deal with like
Yep.
Bosk. You're gonna
Or
hit
Forlorn.
there. You run Maul with Zuckuss, so you Zuckuss to make them lose reroll their dice, and then you hit them, and then you lose the stress for it. That's awesome.
Yeah, on a party bus, you could then also put Inspiring Recruit on there. And
Absolutely, yeah, and you're good to go.
All of that sounds like it'd be really good with Mangler Cannon.
hey, there you go. Hooray!
Is there a, I guess you could put this on a fire spray. Is that the only thing you could put this on? And also Mangler Cannon?
No, party bus.
Party bus.
You can put it on.
Oh, there's a
party bus.
cannon slot on there. Of course there is a cannon slot
yeah.
on there. God damn it.
Bosk is great with Mangler Cannon, and you
Yeah,
know that.
that's right.
That's
I've
where
flown
this all
that a
came
lot.
from.
Yeah. So the next card is actually not bad on.
Yeah, I actually really like this next card.
Yeah, and actually it plays well on X-Wings.
I'm so excited.
Flight Assist Astromech.
Yes! Their lives matter!
Yep. Hits a 1-point Astromech.
Jesus Christ.
And you cannot attack ships outside your firing arc. After you execute a maneuver, if you did not overlap a ship or obstacle, and there are no enemy ships inside your firing arc at range 1 to 3, you may perform a free boost or barrel roll action.
That's a mouthful.
But
So good. Oh my god.
so it kind of makes everybody who's that? It kind of makes everybody snap, but
Sort of,
also
yeah.
barrel roll.
It's also like a cheaper R7T1,
Yes.
except without the target lock part.
It's T65 training wheels.
Yeah.
It's making arcs matter, like not the ship arc, but like front arcs. Like that's why I'm really excited. The thing that I have been like really down in the dumps about the game lately is that more and more it seems like 80-degree arcs just don't matter. If you only have an 80-degree arc, you're playing wrong, and that sucks because the reason I got into the game was because the game, when it's at its best, are dogfighting with arcs, in my opinion.
Yes.
And this is so good on both high pilot skill and low pilot skill, like X-Wings, T-65s. Toss this on Wedge, suddenly, like, you're not going to be getting away from him. Toss this on a rookie, they're really good blockers.
Wes
And-
Jansen loves this guy.
Oh, yeah, Wes, fuck yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
like
so happy.
here's another question for me. Just looking at this. Okay, so yeah, you have to finish executing a maneuver, so you can't like K-turn and then do it. But yeah, okay.
Well, here's the thing, though. This
T60 or
works.
T70s can.
This works
T70's good.
super well with you put this on a T70 with primed thrusters or pattern analyzer.
Yep.
Like,
there we go.
really awesome.
Yeah.
Is this basically Obi-Wan's mech? Because, flying's for droids.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, yeah, totally. He hates flying, I hear.
Yeah, no, this card is like really good on X-Wings. Like, it's terrific on X-Wings.
I bet it's also pretty good with Mangler Cannon.
Damn it.
Thank God it's with X-Wings.
Bitch.
Is there even a ship that has an astromech and a cannon slot?
Not yet. No.
Eventually.
No.
Eventually, yeah,
it time.
sure.
Give it time. There'll be a scum one that doesn't have an astromech. But when
has
you
a
put
rebel
the
pilot.
rebel title on it, then it gets an astromech.
Yep.
There we go.
Boom.
Another
Goes the dynamite.
another thing that I'll say is I think the Flight Assist Astromech is really underrated on BTLA4 Y Wings.
Yes.
Yeah.
With TLT.
Uh-huh.
So like you can run I think 3 of those with Flight Assist and then Jess Pava,
Jeez.
That's pretty great.
and that's
Jess
a squad.
is pretty good.
Yeah, and so Jess gets her rerolls, and then you've got these 3 Y Wings that okay, they can't fire TLT out of their arc. I don't give a shit. Like I'm just jousting you and doing tons of damage.
And boosting or barrel rolling to actually
yeah, and
get you an
boosting or
arc.
barrel rolling exactly.
you listening, Brandon?
I've been excited for Intensity Flight Assist Wedge ever since this came out.
God, yes.
Oh yes.
Oh, that's really, yeah.
I mean, if you were good, you'd play Luke.
That's right.
If only I was that good.
If only.
This just mixes really well with intensity.
Yes.
And I think, yeah, it's so good. And I think people underestimate how far a 3-bank boost will take you on the board.
It's decent.
Yeah, and obviously it's gonna. The other reason I really like it is because it's got skill baked into it. You have to be a good pilot to make the most out of this card because it doesn't work if there are ships in your firing arc. So it's
Yep.
going to lead to some like slightly weirder maneuvers like that you have to think about. That's why it'll work really well on like rookies. Just like the X7 Delta, probably when your rookie's moving, you'll have full information when you're setting your dial onto where you can move and not have a ship in arc. But that's, again, one of the reasons I fell in love with this game is because there isn't that pre-measuring. You have to be able to eyeball and properly know where your arc will be. And, you know, turrets, they don't give a shit where their arc is. But with this, like, great, I'll do a 1-bake, just miss, and then booster barrel roll, get into range 1, get a focus. It's awesome.
I feel like
Now,
I feel
Scott,
like
go ahead.
yeah, I was gonna say I feel like Push the Limit Nien Nub T70 pilot is gonna be real fun with this. You move, oh, you're not on my arc, okay, boost. Now it's
you
my
are,
action,
bitch.
focus target lock on the Push the Limit to now that you're at range 1 or whatever, barrel roll to get into range 1, push the limit off that. Now I don't have that stress and I get a focus.
Or wouldn't oh wait, no, that's 2 Astromechs. Never mind. I was gonna say something about Snap with Stress Swap, but that doesn't work.
Nope.
The most important question I have, and I don't have the article pulled up right now, how many of these come in the shit
One.
pair pack?
One.
God damn it!
Yep.
Yep.
You have to buy
Thanks,
like 8 of
FFG.
these.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bullshit. It's FFG.
Scott, this is my Star Wing.
God, really?
It's their penny pinching, baby.
Because it's never going to come out in any other pack ever again.
Probably
It's
not.
penny
Nope,
pinching
they're-
so much as it is exploitative.
Yeah.
I don't. It's true. I didn't realize FFG became EA Games.
Oh, fuck. We should get them on Reddit.
No, they have not gotten to the point of Star Trek Attack Wing where it was, okay, you entered into this tournament. Here is a blind box. You build your list around this blind box and go.
See, that sounds really fucking fun.
Oh man, thank God that FFG didn't do the other thing that fucking Attack Wing did, where if you win a tournament, you get a 1-use upgrade that only you can use
Oh,
in
yeah,
another
that's
tournament.
bonkers.
Yeah.
That's
Why
an
am I not
EA
playing
thing right
Attack
there.
Because Attack Wing's bad and doesn't
I
have a sense
know.
of scale.
Attack Wing's like
and-
X-Wing, but better.
Oh, God. No.
You talking about D&D or?
Oh, yeah, D&D Attack Wing, not Star Trek.
Oh, yeah, no, the D&D Attack Wing's
It's
pretty
like
great.
X-Wing, but better.
Holy shit.
That's how it was sold to Stu.
Literally, the only thing that makes that Attack Wing has better than X-Wing are the bases because there are no nubs.
No nubs, motherfuckers!
Niet nubs.
What nubs? God damn it.
And
Okay,
thanks, everybody, for joining us.
so really quick, the Star Wing's coming out.
Yep.
The X-Wing got fixed.
Not really, but it's...
So now all we're going to hear about is Horton Salmi and EPT, right? For the
They
rest of
already
our
fucked that
fucking
up
life.
because they came out with an alt art of him that doesn't have an EPT. They could have fixed it right there.
No, but I'm
Have
saying
killed them. Would it really have killed them to just put in the FAQ like add like they took away stuff from the jump master? Just give Horton something.
Yes,
Horton
it,
stole.
it would have killed them.
Horton hears
right,
a fact, and it's nothing good for him.
Oh my! Damn it! Boo! Do we just end the fucking show right there?
Yep, cut it out.
Talk about these other thingies.
Oh, we have more.
We have
should read these
possible
notes.
list ideas with new upgrades. Thank you, Mike.
Oh, yeah.
Cheap Nora, VI, Flight Assist, Ray. That's a pretty budget Nora.
Yeah.
My only issue with running flight assist on arcs is that they
They
have
have
the
that
front
second
and the
arc.
rear arc.
Yeah.
So it's harder to get it to work. But like if you can, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Like that's a really like nice budget like Nora for repositioning and everything. And honestly, if you don't need to use it, that's fine. Like
'Cause
it means you have someone
somebody
like
in
it's
arc.
totally okay.
Yep.
Does it buff my Thane Kyrell list?
Probably.
Ooh, I love Thane Kyrell.
Thane Kyrell is so
you
good.
played that list, probably. Yeah, actually.
Yeah. That list was jank. So the obvious one, speaking of Horton, as we were earlier, Horton Psalm with TLT, BTLA4, and Flight Assist. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, word.
Yep. Horton now can barrel roller boost to get that double tap with full mods.
Potentially.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Is he worth the points you still have to put into him? I don't know.
How many points does that come out to? Like 32, maybe?
It's like a Guri +2.
Yeah.
Do you measure X-Wing point costs in Guris?
I do now. I just decided to do that.
That's a pretty depressing. That's like the Greek economy.
Oh fuck!
Like, it counts as an economy, but it's total garbage, and nobody actually pays any attention to it.
God damn.
We're gonna get some rough
Sorry
Greek
to all of
email.
our Grecian listeners.
God.
I'll just have the Australians defend me. They've got my back, right, guys?
No.
No, damn
Depends
it.
on which ones you ask.
Yeah,
I regret telling you our listener statistics.
that's right. Thanks, Mike.
Don't you regret recording this podcast with us?
I
Not
don't.
usually.
I wouldn't have a social life without you guys.
We got some cheap slavers here.
cheap slavers.
So we got two slavers. One has Dengar, Forlom, and Courier Droid for 33 points.
That's pretty good.
You got another one, same points, but it's Maul, Inspiring Recruit, Courier Droid. Paired up with Fen Rao with Push Limit Auto Thrusters and Title. So, I mean, you get to place the slavers later.
FPS 8.
A lot closer to your placing Fen Rao, which can help a lot with those, hard turnarounds that the Trandoshan slavers usually have.
Yeah,
To
being
help
able
you-
to
help
put
you
them.
get that opening joust.
Who came up with this one?
That was me. I just want to use my two slavers again. That's all.
Yeah, I mean,
Getting to place them at PS8 is pretty good.
it's
Yeah.
really nice because usually people want to kill. Like if you're running a PS2 slaver, they're always like, "Cool, I'm gonna go kill it." So it gives you like a little bit more leeway of like, "Oh, shit, I have to place before he puts down a slaver."
Well, you can place it so it makes it a little harder for them to just like, I'll just put it on the opposite corner and then
fuck.
run behind it or
I'm
something.
bringing
like
back
that.
my Torquil Mux slavers.
Oh.
All right. Mike, I'm assuming this is you with Wedge motherfuckers.
Wedge motherfuckers! Yes!
Is that a ship?
So happy.
Yeah, Wedge motherfuckers. I actually don't have anything for that. Sorry.
You not have something for that.
bell. Someone do something exciting. He doesn't have something for this.
Episode 43, everybody. Scott doesn't have a shitty pun or anything to go.
Yay, we broke him.
I mean, I think he made plenty beforehand.
Yeah, no, I had some in the bank. I've been living on the interest. Wedge Antilles.
Fuck you so hard.
Wedge Antilles with intensity, flight assist, astromech, and vector thrusters just in case. Woofararo with adaptability, Ezra, and Maul.
Is that the dude on Hook?
Yes. And Wookiee Liberator with selflessness, breach specialist, and tactician. That seems like a fun list to never see.
Fuck, I hate those Wookiee ships so
Yeah.
badly.
Yeah.
I have yet to fly one of the Wookiee ships, but when I was coming up with this, I just started with Wedge. I was like, well, I should put Maul on something too, which means Ezra has to be there.
Right.
But, two Wookiees, just kind of going around doing their thing, and Wedge actually getting to move a little bit, messing with people going after him. It's probably not the worst thing you could put down.
Well, I mean, the nice thing is that the crew combination of crew Ezra, crew Maul is pretty good. Because you can not have to be stressed, but then attack. I'll just reroll this die with Maul. Oh, now I'm stressed. Now all my eyeballs are crits, or one of my eyeballs is crit, or whatever the hell Ezra does.
Also, Crew Ezra, Crew Maul is my new Star Wars themed Fast and Furious movie.
So wait,
Crew Ezra, crew Maul.
can we talk about this? So we broke Scott, and now everybody else turned into Scott? Is that what just fucking happened?
You see, you broke the seal, and it released the energies into the ether. And now it's being absorbed into the air by other people.
God damn it.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah, Ryan, you just posted a list. You want to read that?
Yeah, so I like that Chopper Y-Wing I was talking about, that overcharged son of a bitch.
Right.
It's just a gold squadron with Chopper, bomb loadout, guidance chips, and BTLA-4. And then Poe with Intensity, RTD2, Black 1, and auto thrusters, and Wes Janssen with the Flight Assist Astromech and VI. And I mean, that comes out at a swell 98. You can throw a tech on Poe if you really want to. And, that is a really good counter to a lot of alpha striking, because Wes is going to ditch a target lock. Poe's probably going to ditch a lock with Black 1, and Wes is going to ditch a lock with his ability at PS11. And he's much more maneuverable now. And then you'll have that overcharged Y-Wing just causing havoc.
Yeah, even if it's just Wedge and Wes that we see now with this Flight Assist Astromech, that's something, to help the T-65 get on the table.
For sure.
I like
and Poe had auto thrusters, and Wes has integrated. So, this is such a good bot for integrated. It's the best, probably 1-point Astromech you can take now, other than, unless there's a specific reason you want R2 Astromech, like on PTL Snap or something.
Yeah. I really like BTLA 4 title with Chopper, because if you're having trouble getting your Y-Wing turned on, you're just like, oh, well, I could use a shield now, so now I'll shoot you.
Yeah, it's so good.
That's Rick. And you get the initial joust where you're hitting harder, and then, oh, well, now you're not Narc anymore. Get rid of it.
So,
It's
you guys...
so good for that initial joust, because you're absolutely right. You might, if they fire at you might lose a shield or whatever, and then you ditch it and get that back. It's a win-win.
Yep.
Okay, to be fair, we can't claim being clever on this. FFG pointed that shit out to us, right?
Oh, did
They
they?
totally did in the article.
So it's probably a mistake then, right? Based on...
Sure.
Well, they did get the
FFG.
barrel roll wrong in the article, so...
Yeah.
Did FFG say that you could overcharge your shield value? Because that's probably the mistake.
No.
You're so mad.
They implied it.
I love it.
So, do you guys remember when we were doing the random ship, the random lists?
We need to do that again. That was the best.
So this Y-Wing
Right
looks
now,
like one of
that's my
those.
favorite thing. You guys
Yeah.
don't even know.
Yeah. We did a league where you had to show up with the random lists.
Yeah, we assigned you a random list at 2 days beforehand. Yeah, it was awesome.
But
Single ship Mind Link, Dace Bone Arm with no turret, shit like that. It was great.
Should I talk about my amazing list?
Yes, please.
Hey, Brandon.
Sorry, Brandon.
Love that game. It was really fun.
But yeah, that Y-Wing seems like something that you got out of the random
Yeah,
simulators.
totally.
It's bomb let out with no bombs and BTLA and guidance chips.
I think this is a Y-Wing you're happy with in that, because you're just bomb load doesn't cost any points that are just wasted, and guidance chips doesn't waste any points.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fabs is going to be spitting out broken lists now.
Yeah.
No!
With this chopper droid.
No, because it's going to equip, it's not going to equip Chopper to it. It's going to equip, other garbage ass
R2D2.
Yeah, R2D2 to your bomb loadout guidance chips title Y-Wing with no turret. Yeah. Hey, so Brody, where can we find us on our social media?
Oh, I would love to talk about that. Check us out, facebook.com/3.2 company, and Twitter at 3.2 company, Instagram kind of at 3.2 company, our website 3.2company.com. All of those, you spell out the point, POINT. Did I spell it right this time?
Probably.
Nailed it.
Hopefully.
Winning.
Also email.
I
us.
love your C3PO chugging.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
It apparently has a special meaning to our local area that I didn't know about until like episode 7.
Oh, yeah.
are you serious?
Yeah,
Okay.
You've not seen the giant statues on the tops of buildings?
I'm not. I don't pay attention to that shit. I'm not from here.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyways, if you think our logo is cool, then check out our art director, Heather Mahler. You can find her on Twitter at Heather Lime, on Instagram at Heather Mahler88, and on Facebook at Heather Mahler Art.
God, he's just nailing it now. It's amazing.
He got enough crap early on about
Yeah,
that.
you guys broke me
beautiful.
early on because I didn't know my own girlfriend's social media tags.
Stu, how about our Patreon, though?
You can check us out on Patreon at patreon.com/3.2 company. And special shout outs to our That Guy in the bar. We have multiples. We have Caleb Flanagan and Dylan Smith. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
We also have a limited tier for the time being, $5 for the Thursday night special. You can get the last few of our Intermountain Cup quick draws that we had commissioned by X-Wing TMG Photography.
Follow him on Instagram.
They are awesome. They're made with real X-Wing ships, but they look photorealistic, like a dogfight going on. You can
They look great.
You can find more of our swag on 3.2company.com/store, or you can just go to 3.2company.com, click the store tab. And we have alternate art Duchess by Heather Mahler. Those are, I believe, $3. You can also get
Yep.
our alternative dial fidget spinners. Spin these, not dials.
Hashtag never
Never
forget.
forgive. Never forget.
As long as it's not malicious, you're good to go.
I'm pretty sure those are 8, and you can get both as a bundle for 10, and that includes domestic shipping, including Canada.
Hey, Canada, we love you.
That's
Boom.
right. And we've got our first bounty here at 3.2 Company. I like what Thweek did in New Zealand so
official
much
bounty.
that I want you to prove that you can do the same thing. Send us proof to our email address or Facebook or wherever
Should've
of you
picked
winning
him.
a store
Pilot.
kit tournament with Thweek, and you're going to get some fat loot from us.
Can you spell that fat loot for me?
PHATLOOTZ.
Okay, good. Just making
Is,
sure.
is that not correct?
I think so.
I don't know.
I don't know.
That is the proper spelling.
Ryan,
yes.
tell us where we can find you and all of your amazing stuff.
So you can check us out at on Facebook. Search groups for Minox Squadron Podcast. We got a really big community. So like, if you have any questions or want someone to critique your build or have something going on there, or just want to yell at D for complaining too much, we can do that.
But he really does.
Yeah, we really got a big stuff going on there. If you want to check out our Patreon, patreon.com, Minox, patreon.com/Minox podcast. We just kind of changed to monthly format. We're giving out a bunch of acrylics. It's pretty cool. And just minoxpodcast.libsyn.com. If you want to listen, we're on iTunes. We're on basically anywhere you can listen to podcasts. That's where we are. I definitely will give you guys a shout out again on our podcast. I didn't want to spoil my, me being on our last one, but on our next one, I will for sure give you guys a plug because you guys are great. Like, holy shit. Like,
Yeah,
we really
we're
enjoyed
professionals for
having you
sure.
on.
We know how to work
And,
our own equipment.
I hope our listeners go to your Patreon, poke around, and then go to ours and just get sad and tell us what we should do better.
No,
'Cause
honestly,
you guys
no,
are killing it there.
no, it's like we have 96 episodes, so we had a little bit of a head start on but honestly, it just comes down to we're not even people were kind of bitching at us, being like, "You're making all this money, make your podcast better." And I'm like, I haven't seen a cent of this Patreon money, not a dime. All of our money has gone to doing other things to make the podcast better and give cool shit to people. So at the end of the day, I've got such an amazing amount of respect for anybody that does podcasting. There's so many amazing podcasts out there. it's hard for me to listen to them all. But like, I listen to you guys. I listen to OCX and the Crates and Scum and Villainy and the Barons, and man, there's so many. Like, I can't even keep track of all of them. Propaganda and I can't even.
Yeah, you're gonna leave one out, so just say all of them.
Yeah, there's a
Just
lot.
all of them.
There's so many.
I mean,
and they're all really cool.
We're big fans of Evergreen, TCX,
Right? Yeah. Those. Yeah. I always feel bad when I start naming them.
Scum and Villainy. Can't
Yeah.
forget Scum and Villainy.
He said Scum and Villainy.
Okay, good.
And actually, I'm gonna pledge to your Patreon right now.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh shit!
Oh, damn.
Get that quick draw card. Get that quick draw card. The quick draw
That's
card is
happening.
really good.
I am pledging to your Patreon. It's happening, and you
you're
can't
sweet.
stop me.
Be cool like Ryan Farmer.
Hell's yeah.
Pledge to our Patreon.
I'm gonna make the fuck out of some blurbs
the
now.
best promotion we could ever do.
Jesus.
Before we go, we do also want to say a special thank you to Jed James, our former producer, for helping us get the show off the ground. We could not have done it without him. Cheers, Jed James. Thanks for everything.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Go with it. That's so good.
That one didn't have Obi-Wan.
Fuck Obi-Wan.
It's the same file.
I think. Did you adjust the levels halfway through?
What the fuck are you four doing?
Just go with it.
Not doing fucking anything. We can add that at the beginning.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Put it in post.
Let's move along.
Yeah.
Are we done?
Is that it? We clinking for
Can I
real?
get out of the freezing, spidery garage and go
guess.
into my house now?
Yeah.
No,
I
you have to
guess.
sleep there.
Shit!
Yes. It is decided.